Today on This, That, and the Other, we've got old trucks, old cars, old tractors, but more importantly, we're going to work on getting this old woodshed restored and ready for winter. So stay tuned. So let's start off with the old tractors. We got 56 Farmall Cub. We actually have a video coming up very soon, getting some vital things rebuilt on this. To say that she's leaking is an understatement. She's leaking a lot. And then we've got 49 John Deere A, which we've seen in a couple videos before. We actually might have a video on this guy coming up too with some tractor pulling action. But let's get him fired up today and get him out of the way. All right, up next, 65 country sedan, Ford country sedan wagon. The better question today, we got a heat index of 105. So comment down below, am I gonna have a heat stroke first or am I gonna get stung by a bunch of wasps? Let's find out. All right, so I built this woodshed probably, I think 4 years ago now, 5 years ago, and I had it just because I have an outdoor wood stove to heat the house in the wintertime. It also serves as a place where I can store my lumber at from various things. Tore down an old barn, just extra 2x4s and things. See my 2x12s, I still got to get in there. And we see where, if I got wood left over from last fall, I can hold it here all summer long and be able to keep it dry. This was something I dreamed about for a long time because up until that, I was pretty quick to get my concrete pad poured, but I didn't have anything to cover it. So it was just tarps, and if you burn wood and have fought tarps before, you know the battle that it is in the wintertime period, much less once you get snow and rain on it. So tried to keep everything on a budget. Everything was pretty well secondhand lumber with the exception of my main poles here. I did buy those new treated timbers, but then everything else was just, you might see some of the debris kind of like up in there. 2x12s I bought off a guy that used it once for concrete. Another one off of just random guys finding stuff, you know, here and there. It was just kind of a budget build on this shed. Whenever we go around, if you look, we have actually got rough cut timber on it too. So this is just rough cut timbers that were purchased. Cheap is what it was. It was just rough cut, just fresh wood, as simple as it can be. I really like the way it looks. I think it looks awesome. Something I did this in the winter time, so like mold and mildew wasn't really a concern for me at that point. And so I didn't ever treat it, and that's where we end up 3 or 4 years later and we see the amount of darkening and mildew that's on that timber there. And that's what this purpose is today of this video, is to actually try to get this place restored and get a proper coating on it to keep it safe for longer, because otherwise I'm scared this timber is going to start rotting out and now I'm gonna have to do this stuff again. Now, to give you a little teaser, this is what it looks like untreated. This is what it looks like once I have done the first stage of it. So it's not actually got a stain on it yet, but you can see she brightens up quite a bit. Now, how are we doing that? It's simple as pump up sprayer. Now, you can usually do this like if you got like a fence at home or something that has a little bit of mildew. Usually you can do about 2/3 water and 1/3 bleach. This is proven to be very heavy on there, so with me trying to reduce it with water, I'm basically just holding it there longer, and it's taking me twice as long. So I am running pretty well straight bleach. I've got maybe a quart of water in there, period. I just need the strength of it there. So I'm gonna get you guys set up properly and actually show you what it looks like as we get this applied. All right, so I will say that this is immensely satisfying to actually watch occur. So I'm gonna get you set up because I need both hands. Pump up sprayer ready to go. And look how quick that goes through. Is that not one of the most satisfying things you've got to see? I really thought this was going to be a burden, and it's been pretty cool how fast it actually kills that mildew and stuff on there. I'm going to get it thrown on time lapse, and we'll get this whole bat side done.
I heard you died out in Cheyenne with my mother's ring on your hand. A note in your pocket said I love you till I die. I can hear the bulls are coming to claim that they've been.
All right, so we're not even using anything fancy. We got the Great Value concentrated bleach is all that it is. I think it was $5.50 a thing, $5.60 a gallon. So it's cheap. It's I know there's more expensive ones that are up to $10 a gallon. I don't see a point in it. I guess maybe if you want lemon scented, you could get that, but I'm not doing anything to it, just pouring it in, away we go. I would recommend a couple different things here. First off, I would not buy a very nice pump up sprayer. I don't know what this is going to be like on the internals, how bad it's going to beat up like the O-rings and the sprayer and stuff. The other thing I would recommend is do not wear your good clothes to do it. As you can see all around, my sprayer had a leak and it ruined pretty much all my clothes. So if you don't see another video after this, it's because my wife has killed me for ruining yet another pair of shorts. Let's get back to spraying.
Son of a cowboy came to claim his daddy's right, and my baby, she's been crying at the thought of me dying. She knows there's no stopping a man and his foolish pride. Open the gates, I'm here to prove I'm better than my father was and where he came from too. Open the gates, I'm here to ride. To hell I go with Daddy by my side.
All right, so we gave everything enough time to be able to evaporate that bleach out of it, and then we got started on the bat side, which I think looks absolutely killer. I was gonna try to use the pump sprayer to apply this, but I've seen a lot of mixed reviews on it being very effective, so I just went ahead and I've been brushing it, which sucks, but at the same point, we're getting inside all the little cracks and grooves and everything. I also really like how the nails, like you can see that staining that's there. I don't know, I always kind of like that rustic look, and so it's pretty neat that it still stayed on there after the bleach and the stain. So we got bat side done. We're on the front side and all the picky areas. It's about 105 here and hot as hot can be, so they just taking her slow and getting her brushed on. And there is the final side of our woodshed finally stained. Now I ended up doing this in 2 separate days. The very first day was the bat side, which you just seen earlier. That one there was 104 that day. I ran out of stain that I had and ended up going and getting more stain. And then we got this side done. Heat index was 112, so I didn't even try to film. I think the GoPro probably would have overheated. You didn't miss much, a whole lot of paint brushing back and forth, but I couldn't be happier with how it turned out once again. We got one more car to review here, which is actually the 65 F100. So this truck here was originally 2-wheel drive. I've had 3 or 4 of these trucks throughout the years. You might have heard me talk about some of them before. This is my 65, technically has a 66 grill in it, F100. That's actually on a 4-wheel drive chassis. Now it is not a highboy chassis. It is the 3/4 ton 4-wheel drive chassis. So working on that project slowly but surely. That's actually going to be Edan's first truck, maybe. We'll see if we can get it done. But just an awesome truck, great bones. The bed is not on it right now, but I actually replaced the bed floor and put a, can't remember now, I think it was a 78 truck bed floor, and it modified that floor to work with the 65 bed. So that's the final truck we have to review today, and then we'll get on to finishing this video up. Okay, so if you haven't seen any of our videos before, we're actually going to do a review of the products that we use. We started off with this Olympic Maximum stain that's there called Honey Gold. I used this for free. Honestly, my father-in-law gave it to me and ended up being just shy of finishing the whole shed. So to try to get this, apparently in my area is rare as hen's teeth, and it was like a 6 days shipping on it. So I ended up just going and trying to pivot, and I went with this Pittsburgh stain called Honey Pine. And honestly, I ended up really liking this color. But if you can't tell, there is a bit of a difference going on there, which is kind of why I had it planned to do this bat side first and just burn up what I had for free before moving to that. I'm actually happy I did it too, because I really like that kind of reddish hue that's on that. So if you're curious how similar these things can be, but how different, they're quite different to say the least. So do I regret doing it? Absolutely not. I think it was the right decision. Just kind of is what it is. So additionally, good paintbrush goes a long ways. And then I've never used one of these things before. You see me early on, I just had like a Folgers coffee can that I was using it out of. And then I found this little thing at Menards. This thing was sweet though. So not only a place to kind of hold your paint, your stain in your hand while you're doing it, but also had that little bar there that you can use to kind of scrape off extras. So I think it was like $2. So I highly recommend that thing too. All right, final piece of the puzzle is getting our old R sign back on there. So let's get him hung up.
That's really tall.
All right, nope. There she is, finally finished. Now you may be wondering, this channel here is primarily fabrication, working on things and stuff like that. Why do we have a woodshed video? Well, there's a couple different things. I told you earlier on in this video, this is where I actually made this woodshed, and I tried to do it just on a budget-friendly sense. I'm actually getting ready to make a secondary one. So if you've watched our videos before, you've often seen me have a very segregated workplace. I can only really work in one area because I'm storing so much other stuff parked on one side. I'm going to try to eliminate that by actually building out this woodshed to be able to store vehicles and tractors and everything else there throughout the winter time as well, which hopefully will allow us to run more than one kind of build at a time, if you will. Instead of being, you know, kind of crammed into one area, we can get more builds done, or at least start it. You never know how getting them done goes. So that is why I've done this. If you would like to see a video of me building a budget-friendly storage shed, woodshed, not really woodshed, storage shed, put it down in the comments below, let me know. But it's basically going to come out, kind of come out over through here. I don't know if it's going to be 2 bays wide, or if I might even get ambitious and try to put like a third bay, like an enclosed bay kind of here, to where you can put lawnmowers and stuff like that in it without having to worry about them getting you know, chewed up by mice and stuff. So let me know what you guys think, if we want to see that or not. If not, we'll get back to cutting, welding, and grinding, and I'll just do this stuff on the side. So let me know what you think. And that'll wrap up another one here on This, That, and the Other. That's the beauty of this channel, is you just never know what the next video might be. Today we're working on a woodshed. The last video we're finishing up a Chevelle. You never know what the next video might be. That's why we encourage you to come back and check us out each and every time. So we'll talk to you later. God bless.
Open the gates, he's here to prove he's better